One thing at least, let's put this view again. People are going to make me a post here because that code is the only post.
Yes, hello Uganda, hello Africa. Welcome to our live webinar right here in Kampala. You're most welcome to our first ever of the many series of these events that we're going to be having here at Nile One Academy. It's a very exciting evening. We are here to be pumped with a lot of information and inspiration, stories that are going to be coming up this evening. I'm very excited to welcome each and every one of you from wherever you are. My name is Keith Karuhura, live here in Uganda, Kampala at Nile One Academy studio. So we're very excited for today because we are here to simply learn how to earn from the crypto space, to learn how to venture into the cryptocurrency space. This is a space that so many people are very anxious about when they hear the word cryptocurrency. This is a space that so many people have attachments and feelings, and others feel like they have lost a lot of money, others feel like this does not exist. There's so many questions that people keep pondering about, especially here in the crypto space. And today we are here to simply open up your mind. The several events that are going to be coming up here at Nile Academy, we're going to be taking you through a bit of series of how you can venture into this big industry that is taking the whole world by storm, and everybody is talking about cryptocurrency wherever you go. Governments are discussing cryptocurrencies. Parliamentarians are discussing cryptocurrencies. Everywhere it's the trend, it's taking on, and you don't want to be left behind. So right here today, of course, we have so many people live from South Africa, from Nigeria, from Cameroon, from Kenya, from Tanzania, from Rwanda, from Burundi, from all parts of the world, from the United States. We have people from the UK. So we are very excited to simply bring you to today's live event. And I would like to let you know that this event has actually been put together by Nile One Academy. And of course, we have a few other partners that we'll be mentioning as the event goes on. But before we dive into the actual issue of the day, I would like to invite a gentleman, the visionary, the person who started the Nile One Academy, the School of Excellence in Cryptocurrency, especially here in Uganda, and Forex, in financial markets as well. To give you information on financial markets, we would like to invite the one and only, the director of Nile One Academy, and that's none other than Daniel Mulondo, to welcome us to today's event as we dive into what we have been prepared for today. Have a great evening and stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. If you don't have a cup of coffee, please just rush back into your kitchen, prepare a cup of coffee, and get set to get rolling.
I'm glad to be here this evening. God bless you. One thing that I give thanks to the Lord, that we have had this dispensation in this era when we are still alive. Thank you, God, for this. Thank you, all the leaders who have tuned in tonight. I'm by the name of Daniel Mulondo, the CEO of Nile One. Well, Nile One is just an education academy that is running here in Kampala, Uganda. We've been in operations for the last 5 years, and we have educated a lot of young people in areas of financial markets, crypto, forex, and other instruments. What we are going to have tonight, we're going to share how you can make money with crypto, how to earn money with crypto. And our host, our guest speaker tonight is none other than Festo. Festo is a man that we have seen for so long, and is a man who started this industry in 2015. He has been there in the market. We have been seeing him, learning a lot from him, and he has done wonders in the financial markets. So don't miss tonight. just prepare your pens and papers. For all of you who are in different African countries, please just switch in, tune in. There's going to be a lot of unpacked stuff. So I want to welcome leaders. Before I go to another agenda, I want to thank God who has enabled us to be here and all the leaders across Africa. So we have people who have tuned in from Kampala, Uganda. You leaders, you're amazing. We salute you. I see a lot of leaders on Binance African Traders and other platforms. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are getting a lot of feedback here. Thank you so much, people who have tuned in from Rwanda. My leader is Abayo in Rwanda. You're much welcome with a lot of people who have tuned in tonight. Leaders from Cameroon, Ambassador Nyako and the team, Yawad and others. We love you, we salute you. Now we have other leaders who have tuned in all the way from Nairobi, Kenya, and they're being led by Dr. Jean Kamau. We salute you, may God richly bless you. Thank you, Mama, for leading the amazing team of TE Markets in Kenya. Thank you so much. So we have another team that is all the way from South Africa. They're going to also speak to us. And this is none other than Mr. Ian Muvula. And now this gentleman, I've learned a lot from him. He has been in financial markets for the last 25 years. He has mentored a lot of young people on the Africa's continent. And we salute you, Papa. Thank you so much. God bless you. We can't wait to have you tonight to share with us what the market is doing with us. Another big leader, and this is my partner. Allow me to introduce to you Mr. Arnold Dubiansi, the general manager of Centenary Bank Uganda. This gentleman, he has been in crypto space for so many years, and these are the guys who have accumulated a lot of bitcoins. And if the banking sector is taking this channel, what about you? So we are here to learn from them. A lot of them are going to be on this symposium, on this live webinar. They're going to share with us what you guys can go with at home. So I want also to commend, ladies and gentlemen, Binance Africa. You guys, you're amazing. Mr. Emmanuel Babola, you're doing an amazing work. With the other leaders, thank you so much. Sisi Zaho, we love you. Yeah, you were here in Kampala, Uganda in 2018. So thank you so much for empowering the infrastructure of blockchain and cryptocurrency in Africa. So ladies and gentlemen, the leaders are enormous. There are so many companies that have come in to put this thing together, and we are going to celebrate them. But now our vision is to create information that is going to change the Africa's continent. There are two issues that I want to talk to you this evening, and they're going to change your life. One of them is called time, and another one is called change. Change is a fact of life, and time, the way I've elaborated it. So the crypto space has just started a few years ago in 2009, 2008, where the credit crunch happened those who are in financial markets, you know it very well. Right now, as we speak, when Bitcoin came on the market, a lot of projects came through on the infrastructure of blockchain. Now, how prepared are you when the whites are coming up with solutions for the world? What solution are you putting on the Africa's continent? Shall we keep on lamenting that in Africa we have leadership that is not taking care of us? No. We've got to concentrate on what we can do. Right now there is globalization. You cannot stop technology. you cannot stop this financial inclusion. So the best way is to be part of this one, the one that we call the digital economy. Learn how the money is made, and then you change the way how things are done. So we tell you that please get prepared for what is going to come, because right now we are just on the set to see another financial world. The other day, there's a country called El Salvador. They accepted Bitcoin as a mode of payment. Now, this dispensation is coming to Africa. So let's get prepared. Let's not keep on lamenting. I can't wait to see you in these financial markets. I can't to see young people who can be able to sit home with their computers, with internet and data, only to make money. The new ways of making money have changed. Right now we are speaking about blockchain. Today we have a market cap of these digital assets, digital currencies, of $2.5 trillion. And these are the things that we are supposed to get to understand. Thank you so much. May God richly bless you. I'm coming again to show you what we have done in Nile 1, what we have been able to do in the last 5 years. We've impacted society. We've impacted lives across the Africa. Now we are coming up with applications on blockchain. I can't wait you guys to see the first African consolidated exchange that is going to change how money is made, because money has been simplified. Thank you so much. God bless you. See you tonight.
Yes, you heard it all from the director and the founder of Nile 1 Academy, the home of excellency. And of course, he was very clear on this. He simply told you that you cannot give any excuse. And today, we are blessed to be giving out this book, written by Ian Balina, our own Ugandan, who is making it big on the globe. He's making it big in the United States. He's become a millionaire in US dollars out there, and he's written this book and brought it back here in Africa to just help us Ugandans, to help each and everyone who is there. And tonight we are going to be giving out some of these books. If you want to know, there's something just written here. Lack of knowledge is no longer an excuse. You can't give any excuse because you don't have knowledge. And then it says there is no time like the present for becoming a crypto investor. There's never going to be any other better time to adopt cryptocurrency, to accept and embrace the new future of transaction and making money as well, because entrepreneurs are now moving into the space. Forget about some of the entrepreneurs that we used to know. Everyone is going to be making money, but there's going to be so many opportunities that are actually going to be created in the virtual space. And for that matter, I would like to invite a gentleman who is going to bring us into the area of cryptocurrency, because I understand on our Zoom today we have people who have never experienced cryptocurrency. They don't even know what cryptocurrency is. They have no idea, no clue at all. We also have people who have been in there gambling through as, mediocres in the space. We also have experts online. We have people that are expert traders, expert investors in the financial markets, and all this audience today is just a mix-up. But guess what? The biggest percentage, over 60% of the people that actually registered for this webinar today are people who have never experienced anything in cryptocurrency. They don't even know what it is, but they always hear this. And of course, at this point, I would like to invite a gentleman, Mr. Abbas Magara, who happens to be a tutor here at Nile 1 Academy. He's one of the people who is empowering the community and opening up their minds to the crypto space, blockchain, and the adoption of blockchain and cryptocurrencies in our markets. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the one and only Abbas.
honor. The video playing already. Okay. It was a great honor. My name is Gala. My friends are giving me a name of Green Wolf. My name is Abbas Magala. I'll be taking you through the guide, a simple guide to trading the cryptocurrencies. We know most of you have been trading cryptos, and some of you are actually new individuals to the cryptocurrency world. So when it comes to cryptos, cryptocurrencies is a form of a digital cash that enables individuals to transmit value in a digital setting. So the cryptocurrencies, they aim to be decentralized, where there is no bank or a subset of users who own the cryptocurrency system. So each individuals will actually transmit their value in whichever way or in whichever the amount they would want. So some of those individuals who are starting out and those who have been in the cryptocurrencies already, there are few concepts that you need to know. Those who are just starting out, of course, for you to get started with your cryptocurrency journey, you need the internet, of course. You need the internet, you need to invest in devices, maybe the phone, maybe the laptops. So at times, for you to invest in PCs, maybe it will depend on how you want to keep engaged in the cryptocurrency world. So some individuals will go ahead and invest in PCs, and some individuals will buy the mobile device. So when it comes to trading, what you need to know to start your crypto trading and investing journey. First of all, you'll need capital. So trading is like any other business. You need capital to start up, and most of the time, if you don't have money, specifically for trading, maybe you come into the markets using the money for savings, money meant for other purposes, it will have a detrimental effect. So it's recommended for you to start the trading with money meant for trading, and money that you're not you're ready to lose, because most of the times when you're starting your trading journey, most of the times the money will be lost, and you don't need to come in with the money that is not meant specifically for trading. Then you need to have a trading and an investment strategy. So for you to get into these markets, there is a lot of more opportunities for you to explore, a lot of opportunities to make money from the cryptocurrency world. But you need a strategy, whether you need to know whether you're going to be an investor or a person who is going to trade. A trader is the individual who will be taking trades. You buy and sell in a shorter time frame. An investor, sometimes you want to have a different approach to the markets. You come into the market, you invest in, you want to build wealth for a bit longer period of time, maybe years, months, or even that decades. Then you need to learn how to manage emotions. So first of all, we talked about that some individuals can come in with money meant maybe for other purposes. So you come stable, and most of the times traders can actually do better when they have so their main trading concepts that we have talked about are that someone is supposed to know. Trading cryptocurrencies is a different concept to investing in these cryptos. So a trader would use price data on a smaller extent, then to use other external factors to determine the intrinsic value of an asset to trade. And a trader is going to play with the market in a shorter time frame. But that concept, it comes in from these markets are operating in a day. So around at a certain time, these markets are closing out. But when it comes to trading in crypto, the cryptos are 24/7. So it means you're going to trade cryptos from Monday to Sunday and 364 days a year. So the concept of trading in other markets, it comes in because traders wouldn't want to maybe to go asleep when there is a particular trade. So trading in those legacy markets, it means someone is going to buy and sell assets during that day. When the day is closing up, they make sure there is no any trade. But a trader, there are concepts that you're going to develop or strategies that you're supposed to develop, and you need to invest in such information to get it. Then the investor, we talked about the investor. So the investor is going to have a different approach to the markets. Their approach is going to be that they want to build wealth. And that concept of building a wealth, it takes a little bit longer period of time, be it some years or even decades. So investors use external factors a larger extent. Then we consider, we have the technical part and we have the fundamentals. Technicals, this is when the traders or the investor look at the previous price data to determine the next move in the market. Is the market going to move to the downside? Is it going to go to the upside? So you can actually know by just looking at the previous price data. Some of the tools you may need in the technicals, you need to look at the volume, you need to look at the chart patterns, the indicators, and if you want to apply the fundamental concept. The fundamental, this is when a trader decides to look at the market and other external factors to determine which asset to invest their money. It is the investors who use most popularly look at the blockchain metrics, like the holders of a certain coin. Let's what if we want to look maybe at a particular coin, how many coins have been minted for that particular coin, and then other things like the blockchain data, a lot of stuff that you can look at in the fundamental part. Now, why would someone need to invest in the cryptocurrencies? Why cryptocurrencies? In general, the future of cryptos will likely depend entirely on who you ask. Some believe that Bitcoin will rise to replace gold in the digital age and disrupt the existing financial system. And others, actually, there are a lot of conversation coming in from different individuals about whether cryptos will be there after some decades or they will not. But what we can say, we cannot deny that there is a huge potential for growth. So individuals would take opportunities in something which is growing and actually grow with it. So cryptos are actually having a huge potential, room to grow. Now, there is a simple concept. If it takes years, most of the times, to become a profitable trader, generally this may be true, but not always. Nowadays, information and technology are at our fingertips. Commissions and costs of carry are also at record lows. So how committed and how sincere are you about learning? That's $1 million question. So we have looked at how you can do the different strategies on how you can either be an investor or a trader. That one will actually depend on individual's profile. So if you think you have enough time, maybe you can be and some individuals can be active traders. So from that, you pick a strategy which is fitting your profile. Active traders may be trading daily, looking for the points which are strong to enter the trade, then looking for the weakest points to take their profits. Those who are passive, maybe they want to look at the future growth. Where do you see Bitcoin in 4 years or 3 years to come? So you want to come in, since you are a passive individual, you don't have much more time to look at the charts, you don't have more time to look at other tools. So you can come in, invest in your money, and then at certain point, you come back to look at your portfolio. So unless we have a question, I'll just go and look at some of the technical concepts that we need to look. We said you're supposed to look at some of the data, like the chart patterns, you look at the volume, you look at indicators for you to decide whether to invest in a particular asset or not to invest in that particular asset. So when we look at the chart, a chart is a data that is showing you the strong and the weakest points of a particular asset. Now let's look at it in a brief, show you how individuals can determine whether they are supposed to invest in a particular asset or to not even invest in that particular asset. So I'll pick up a certain coin, it's called CKB. We want to see how we can determine the intrinsic value of a particular asset by just doing the technical analysis. A technical analysis will look at the chart, how the price has been moving. We call it the price action. Then from here, he determines the weakest points where the sellers were, where the buyers were unable to push the price further to the upside. And then they will look at the strong areas where the buyers came into the market and pushed it to the upside. From here, we want to connect these data and we draw a certain line which will show us how the balance of buyers and sellers are in the market. So from here, this is what we would call the technical analysis. So you look at the volume, other stuff like the volume, how much has been bought. When the market touched at this level, how much was bought? You can look at that data by just looking at some candles here that are implicating the volume of the buyers and the sellers. Now, for the fundamentals, those who would want to invest in a particular asset by just looking at the external and economic factors. Economic factors can be like, what if I wanted to invest my money in a store, let's say Apple store. You want to look at the industry at large, how individuals are using maybe the gadgets or the laptops or the computers. And when you think about that, where do you see the growth in the next 4 years or 3 years to come? So that's what we call the fundamental concept. And when it comes to crypto, it's going to be a different approach. When it comes to crypto, we look at the holders, we look at how much is being held by those, the addresses, the wallets of the holders. I'll pick up a certain coin really as I conclude. So let me pick up a certain coin called SHIB Inu. I want to pick up the Explorer. I'm going to go to the Etherscan. From here, I'm making a fundamental analysis on this particular coin called SHIB. So if you're going to the analysis of that kind, you need to look at SHIB. You go to its contract address, look at the holders, and see how the growth is. So today we have 727,202 holders of this particular coin. And then sometimes we'll go further to look at the holders in detail, how much is being held by those individuals. So when you look at this, you can have the address, maybe the name or the address type, and then they will show you the quantity of how much is being held by that particular address. Sometimes this keeps on changing, but whenever it's changing, it's one of the ways for us to determine whether individuals are interested in this particular coin. If the holders are growing, in the last 24 hours, we can see that there is a growth of 0.52% of the holders of SHIB. That means there is a growth in SHIB, maybe because individuals are interested in this particular coin, or they think it's going to go much more high in value. So the holders in detail, we look at the address, how much is being held and what is the percentage. When you look here, you can see that Black Hole is holding 41% of SHIB tokens. And then there is another wallet which is holding 7%. This will keep changing. If this holder maybe sells off 50%, what would it mean to an individual who is making a fundamental analysis? So that's what we can look at in a fundamental part in a brief. So individuals, sometimes you can even go on to get information of this kind from, let's say, the Nile One Academy, institutions that have developed themselves to share with you such informations for you to be able to interact and engage in the cryptocurrency markets. Unless anyone might be having a question, we shall be looking through our Zoom. So that's all. I see you guys. Keep the tabs on.
Yes, thank you very much, Abbas Magara, for that insightful presentation and a brief insight into what the cryptocurrency industry is all about. Guess what? There's a lot much more that you need to learn before you actually venture into this. I would rather you do education first. But I have a question for you. What if we told you that one book could contain an entire education in crypto investing topics? And guess what? We are going to be giving out these books today free of charge to the 20 lucky winners. Crypto Investing Guide, how to invest in Bitcoin, DeFi, NFTs, and much more. This is one of the ways you can actually empower your mind to venture into this industry. We have so many books here at Nile One Academy, so I would like you to actually get yourself one copy. It's one and only Ian Balina and the Token Metrics team. He came up with a team of people that have researched on this book to give you the information you need to be successful. So that was very, very interesting. And at this point, I would like to invite a gentleman that I have met personally. And this gentleman has been in the financial markets for over 20 years. He has invested, he has done real estate big time in South Africa. And he's here to influence the globe in Africa. And he came up with the first ever consolidated exchange platform for Africa to help you actually ease your trading, your transaction, and also those people that are innovators that are trying to come up with their tokens to raise money to fund their various projects in the blockchain space. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the one and only Ian Vula from South Africa. Ian, are you there? Just come on and share briefly with us your story and what this industry is actually doing for you and so many other people around you in your team.
Me, ladies and gentlemen. And if you can hear me, just type a 5 in the chat so that I can know that you can hear me. Wow, 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 wow. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining this webinar. What a powerful webinar. Thank you, Mr. Daniel Mulando. Thank you, Keith. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. At Now One, you guys are so supportive. I was in Uganda, Kampala, a few weeks ago. What a fantastic place to be. I enjoyed Gonja and Chicken Lubombo. We're coming back for some more. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you might be tuning in from another part of the world. I'm here just to share with you a little about the crypto industry, where we are right now. It's important to understand where we are. I'm in my 50s now, thank God. Now, if you look back at one industry that has really changed the world, and one that I can always refer to and everyone can resonate with, is the telecommunications industry. Many years ago, when I was a young man, I attended a seminar on the telecommunications industry. And this particular presenter was presenting at that time when the mobile phone just came out. He was then presenting where the mobile phone was going to go. And what he described in that seminar looked like science fiction at the time. And most of the people sat back with their hands crossed thinking, this guy, okay, he's a dreamer, but I think he's a pipe dreamer. Will this be possible? Most of the things he described have come to fruition, they've come to pass, okay? But the way he described most of the things, they were actually just way out there because technology just overtook what the guy was talking about. He even spoke about, in that seminar, I remember he was saying, hey, you're gonna have this keyboard that is going to come, that you're going to plug into your television set, and on this keyboard you're going to sit there, and order toothpaste and order food and order a pizza, and they'll be able to deliver to your doorstep. And on this keyboard, you'll be able to log into your bank account and do this and do that. In fact, he didn't even call it logging into the bank account. He says you'd be able to contact your banker, and the banker will be able to talk to you, and all that. I mean, it was just, at the time, it was just, and then he said this: we are just on the ground floor, and where we're gonna be by this time when all these things take effect that he was explaining, he says we'll be on the 25th, 30th floor of this building that we are riding this elevator. And I said, okay, he made a lot of sense, and people gave him a standing ovation. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if I can borrow that guy's analogy and description of things, I just want to say the crypto industry on the first floor, rise you, and where we're going. So if you do not adopt the crypto industry today and adopt investing in crypto and understanding where the crypto industry is going, you'll be left out like most companies, most individuals that walked out of that seminar. And it was a big seminar, by the way. It's not like a handful of people. No. It was a big seminar. I think almost 5,000 people attended that big Coliseum. I mean, massive companies sent their executives to this particular seminar to hear this person explain to them where the telecommunications industry was going. And many walked out of that industry basically saying, it's a pie in the sky. We're never even going to get involved in that. It's not going to go anywhere, and this and that. And then the few that got interested in where those people went out and made a lot of money. I was a young man then. I believed in that, but I just thought that, hey, it was going to take much longer than what the guy was talking about. I thought, hey, yeah, all this is going to happen, but maybe 100 years, maybe 50 years. But to my surprise, most of those things that guy spoke about happened in less than 15 years of him saying that. In fact, most of them actually in 10 years. And then the rest, for example, the internet took off 3 years, 4 years after he had said that. And the mobile phone, had already been launched at the time when he was saying that. It was a big brick mobile phone that you really needed to, have a bit of muscle to hold it in. But many things took off. Now, again, I'm here to tell you, we're probably just on the first floor of the crypto industry. And if you don't adopt the crypto industry today, you'll be left out in just another 2 years from today, maybe even a year, but 2 years from today, 3 years from today, you will probably feel like a dinosaur, completely left out of this civilization that would have taken place. You can see El Salvador and other countries that are the early adopters of crypto as the operating currency in their state. They're going to pick up momentum. The big boys might come and step on their toes later on, but it might be too late. Here in Africa, where our governments sometimes get a little bit slow in jumping onto opportunities like this, we want to set up a panel to visit some of them and get them to wake up and run for this opportunity before they're left out. Now, what does that mean for you in the private sector, for you as an individual, is that you need to take this thing serious. Okay, it is the future, like it or not, it is the future. It is going to evolve, and it's going to evolve so rapid, almost as how the mobile phone evolved so rapid to this day. We have the mobile phone almost the center of our lives. A few days ago, when WhatsApp, Facebook had WhatsApp, Facebook, Insta, and all those crash. It felt almost, you know, like as though the world had come to an end. Huh? That is how, you know, the telecommunications has evolved. The industry has evolved. That it has that effect on your emotions, on the way you can just carry on your day-to-day life. These days, a mobile phone will even open your gate. I mean, you will control your refrigerator from your mobile phone. I mean, you do all kinds of things from a mobile phone. The crypto industry is going to evolve. What we're going to see in the years to come is that, of course, governments are going to jump on. Crypto will change from what it is today. The dominant cryptos might not necessarily be dominant. Every individual, in my opinion, will have their own crypto. It will be almost like a website, and it will be controlled. Of course, it will be controlled from some kind of regulated institution, but most of it will still remain decentralized. And the crypto that will have value will be that which is decentralized. And so the way I'll be trading with another individual, for example, Keith, Mr. Daniel in Kampala, is that he is going to have his own crypto. I'll have my own crypto. My children will have their own crypto. My neighbor will have their own crypto. It will be almost like a website. I know the concept sounds silly, but that's actually where it's going. And so those traded assets will actually be aggregated by other cryptos and so on and so forth, up until you get to some kind of a regulated crypto that will be the main aggregator of the smaller cryptos, so to speak. So that is where we're going. It is a fact of life, like it or not. If you don't jump on now, at least if you don't even just start trading other cryptos, you don't have to start one now, because that dispensation perhaps is maybe many months away from now. But if you just don't get to understand how this industry functions, you might be completely left out when, you know, when the momentum picks up, when there's now massive adoption going on, and when this industry now starts moving from the 5th, the 10th floor, the 15th floor, going to the 20th floor, the new generation folks are the ones that are actually going to make a lot of money, because people that will be making a lot of money will be the aggregators of other cryptos, in other words, of other individuals' wealth and assets, throw in their NFTs and so on and so forth. That is where this industry is going. So I'm just here to just give you a slight picture and overview, not to scare anyone, but to encourage you if you're starting to take this thing serious. And of course, these cryptos will then be easily managed and exchangeable between one individual by another, by companies such as ours, the African Consolidated Exchange, okay, the SX, as you can see behind me. So those exchanges, which again, there'll be many, they are the ones that are going to be perhaps aggregators where, you know, you can easily exchange your value with another person's value, and so on and so forth. And so we've established the SX, the African Consolidated Exchange. The folks that are going to jump onto the SX early are going to be winners, because we are going to be educating people and offering opportunities for the early adopters of the crypto to start making money. And as the industry start moving to the 2nd, to the 3rd, to the 5th floor, to the 10th floor, in the SX, you will definitely make money, a lot of money. I can almost guarantee you that. But let's not make any guarantees here. So that is where the industry is going. You might as well take it serious. If you've been invited here by a friend, you might as well send a text message right now to that friend and thank them for having invited you to this webinar. Because this webinar, if it doesn't change your mind, for you to even just pick up pick up your phone and start researching, you will have yourself to blame in just a few years from here, maybe even just 18 months from here. And the way the crypto industry has changed even in just the last 18 months, it's amazing. It's amazing. If you were trading crypto in 2017, it's not what it is today. It's just these few years. In 2019, man, it's just like a century has passed by, but you're just talking about 2019. Now, can you imagine what's going to happen in just another 2 years? We have these developers that have developed the African Consolidated Exchange. We are about to launch that in a matter of days, but we're already talking to them about version 2.0 because I mean the world is changing so rapid, you know. So that's a fact of life. That is where crypto is going, and I do encourage you to take this very, very serious. So that's what it is. Now you might be confused with all kinds of charts that the previous presenter presented. It can be intimidating if you're starting from the very first time, you know, and you're looking at that and you're looking at, oh no, charts, oh numbers, oh no, is this what it's all about? You know, it can be discouraging, a bit intimidating, because of course, not everybody is going to be a trader. We are all sent out by the Lord to have a different set of skills and talents. Some people are just even intimidated by looking at charts. They just don't even want to know, and they're thinking, now, okay, fine, crypto is the future, but I don't want to trade. What does that mean? What does that mean to me? I don't even, of course, there's so many opportunities for people that are, you know, not going to be full-time traders. You can be a passive trader or a semi-passive trader. There are many other ways you can make money in crypto, decent ways or straightforward ways money in Hello? Yeah, sorry about that. Sorry about that. I think we just had a technical glitch there. So I'm just going to wrap up with this, that I was saying, look, whichever route that you decide to take, whether to be a full-time trader or not a full-time trader, a passive trader, is that the crypto market or the crypto industry is a market. And you know, to just simplify matters, is that the market is driven by emotions. That chart that you're looking at that might be intimidating, it is just a set of emotions, okay? And there are two emotions. This, what I'm saying might sound a little bit rude, but that's what it is at the end of the day. If you want to understand the crypto market, the stock market, the Forex market, or any other market, it could even just be an auction market where you're buying and selling used motor vehicles. Any market, a tomato market, a fish market, is driven by emotions. That's what you just need to know. What emotions? Greed and fear. When greed kicks in, there's a lot of buying that takes place. That's what you need to know. When fear kicks in, there's a lot of selling that kicks in. So that chart that you saw, that's what it's made about. I'm just simplifying things and generalizing things for people that are seeing this for the very first time. It can be intimidating, but I'm now telling you from my experience and what I've come to learn and what other tutors will share with you along the way, is that the market is driven by emotions, and two emotions, greed and fear. Okay, so as long as you understand that and your position to understand that you mustn't be too greedy and you mustn't be too afraid, you always make money in any market. When you're too greedy, you will probably lose at some point. If you're too fearful, you'll probably never make money. In this market, in the crypto market, in the stock market, forex market, fish market, motor vehicle market, whatever. That's what's driven about. Now, look, my time is up, but next time I'm invited, I might dive into details a little bit more into the greed and fear aspect of it and how that drives the market on a daily basis and how the market pulls back and snaps back to its original position or an oversold position in the next, webinar. If at all I'm invited, I will share more about that. But my time is up. I just wanted to simplify it for those of you that are seeing this for the very first time and I think, oh no, that's intimidating. No, it's not intimidating. As long as you belong in any market, fish market, motor vehicle market, stock market, whatever, it's driven by fear and greed. If you're very fearful, you'll never make money, even in the fish market. Because each time the fishermen bring fish, you're going to feel, no, hang on, what if something, maybe this fish has stayed more than 3 nights, so you're not going to buy, so you won't make money, It's about taking some calculated risk, It could be any market. It could be the motor vehicle market. If you're too greedy, you might end up buying a motor vehicle that looks good from the outside, but it's not really good, and so on and so forth. So I can bring that knowledge into the stock market, the crypto market. The principles are the same. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for the invitation, for having met you here and giving me an opportunity to just share a glimpse of where the crypto market is going. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Tanya. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ian Vula. I mean, your words. I wish when we started in the cryptocurrency space, we had this kind of advice. We had such platforms to be briefed on how to get into what we're getting ourselves into. Some of us, we learn from the streets, the hard way. There is the easy way and the hard way to learn. If you don't accept the easy way to learn, you may have to follow the hard way of learning, of which some of us actually went through on the streets. So thank you very much, Ian. And at this particular point, I know as we get in, he said, control your emotions, fear and your emotions. Don't be so greedy when you get into the market. Take time, give yourself to go through the learning curve so that you can actually become the person that you want to be. Now, on that note, we are here to give out. Like I said, we have 20 free books to give out. Crypto Investing Guide by Ian Balina and the Token Metrics. These are certified. It's a certified research team that has come up with the content. A book, whether you are an initiated newbie or an established veteran, this book exists to help you get profitable start as a new crypto investor. And at this point, I would love to read out our 20 people, the first 20 people that actually registered first the moment this event was announced. The first 20 people that registered. If you're not among the 20 people that registered first, next time, the next event we announce, make sure that you're among at least the 50 people because we shall be giving out more than we're giving out today. So starting, the first person was in Subuga Emmanuel. In Subuga Emmanuel, you've won yourself a book. And then we have Tembo Zakaria Mamevi. You've won yourself a book. And then we have Dog Mulunji. You've won yourself a book. We have Wekesa Brilliant Angel. Wekesa Brilliant Angel, you've won yourself a book. Abidikan Mustafa Ahmed, you've won yourself a book. Nyende Grace Arnold, you've won yourself a book. We have Daniel Insubuga. We have Prince Nachibenge Dennis, you've won yourself a book, Prince. Austin Rukundo, Salim Sadiq. We have Oloch Emma. We have Mokonyezi Francis, SBK Kuta, Obita Joseph, Titus Lovely Gets, Muchibi Tony, Ronald Kakonge, Mbabazi Sydney, Lugono Paul Sentongo, and last but not least, Segawa Arthur. You've won yourself a book, and to claim your book, just go in our chat room. We've posted an email there, info@nileoneacademy.com. Info@nileoneacademy. In the chat room, just send us information and details, and make sure you give us your contact so we can call you and find out how you can access your book. If you're out of the country, your book will be shipped to you. And if you're within Kampala, make sure you come to the Nile One Academy offices to claim your book. So, ladies and gentlemen, I've just been told, guess what? We're over 300 people. 300 people attending from all parts of the world, the whole of Africa. 300 people have come for the first event. I can imagine our 3rd, 4th, and 10th event, we're going to be over 1,000 people. And guess what? The only way we can achieve that is next time you see such a link, don't be selfish. Share with your family, friends. Let everyone benefit from this free information. Free information, you don't pay for it. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I would like us to get to the actual gist of today, our guest for today. A gentleman that I came to meet who has become a very successful story in the crypto industry in the past 10 years. He's one of the people that saw this opportunity when just a young man at the university, and he chanced it. I'm sure so many of us, if you were given this opportunity 10 years ago, what would you have done with it? If they told you Bitcoin in 2010, what would you do with it? If they had told you Bitcoin. But this guy was bold enough to take the step ahead. And guess what? The rest is history. He's become a success. He's living the life of his dreams. He's driving the best cars in town. He is the only guy who has some of these cars. I mean, the BMW i8. We're talking about Mercedes-Benz McLaren 2020 model, Range Rovers, and he's living a life. On top of that, it has given him the freedom to actually study and become a pilot. He's even a captain on top of that. I got a chance to sit down with this gentleman, and I sat in one of his cars, a car that has 2 engines, the electric and the petrol engine. Interesting guy. That's the life of a person who has chanced an opportunity in cryptocurrencies. And guess what? He's here to inspire every young person in this generation. At this particular point, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to create, if wherever you are, you need to put your hands together. Don't move, just stay in one position. Because at this point, we are inviting the one and only Sammy Festo, the movement, the influencer on the African continent and going global, the youngest we have in our market right now, and is changing lives. Let's put our hands together and welcome Sammy Festo to share with us his story and also give you an insight of how you can actually make it in this space and live the same life he's living.
Hi, everyone. Nice to be here. It's an honor to be here to present the business that I love so much. My name is Festo Ivaibi. I had a very good introduction thanks to the production team of Binance Uganda and Naiwan. I'm so happy to see so many of my friends here in this webinar. Okay, I have been tasked to talk about the blockchain technology today and how to earn from cryptocurrency, and also share my experiences as a trader and as a cryptocurrency trader that has been there for many years. My downs, my lows, and my highs, and any advice I could give to the traders out there. I hope my volume is right. Please give me a 5 if the volume is clear enough, please. Awesome. Awesome. So I'm a cryptocurrency trader. I have been in this space since 2009. I became actively involved in the trading in 2012. So 2009, someone tabled me the concept of cryptocurrency, and I decided to jump on. I invested a few dollars that I had on me. It did me very well. By 2012, my interest was up, so I started reading and learning more about cryptocurrencies and how they work. And we've had a very good introduction of cryptocurrencies. We had a very good introduction of cryptocurrencies from the past speakers, very good speakers. It's nice to meet them. So I'm going to dive into how cryptocurrencies work and why we should trust cryptocurrencies, because I believe if anyone does not trust this infrastructure, he is never going to invest his time and money into this space. It's really, really very difficult for someone to invest his time and money into this space if he is not, if he does not really know and trust this crypto space and the technology behind it more than our present mainstream financial infrastructure. So cryptocurrencies are being powered by a technology that we call the blockchain, that we should take very, very seriously. I usually tell people we should take the blockchain as serious as we should have taken the concept of the internet in the early 1990s, the commercial internet in the early 1990s. We all know how the internet has revolutionized the world. So if you need to understand the blockchain, you need to first understand the problems that it's there to solve. What we need to know about the blockchain is that the blockchain is a decentralized ledger, and the present main financial infrastructure works centralized. It works in a centralized way. I will try to give illustrations on how the financial infrastructure today works. If you could all look at your screen, I am going to share my screen here. Okay, please give me a 5 if the screen has been shared well. Okay, so this is how the present banking system works. The present banking system has what we call central authorities. And these central authorities are the banks. So in these central authorities, we have what we call the central bank. We have commercial banks. These are the ones that the ones that are in charge of regulating how the money flows and how money changes hands from one hand to another. And we also have telecommunication networks because of the mobile money platforms. Right now, we have mobile money agents and many, many other forms of today's financial infrastructure. So here, this is how the present banking system works. So the financial infrastructure, it is centralized through these bodies. So if this is me, and here is a shopkeeper that sells laptops. If I need to buy a laptop, I will go to a shopkeeper, depending on my mode of payment, whether it is cash, mobile money, or card. I will we somehow have to give these people a transactional cost, because they are the ones that are supposed to facilitate the verification and the validating of the transactional information that we are supposed to fulfill before this laptop changes hands from the shopkeeper's shop to being mine. So if I am to pay using a card, what will happen is that I will present my card to the shopkeeper. The shopkeeper, using the point of sale machine, he will insert my card into this point of sale machine. In other words, what the shopkeeper is doing is asking the bank, is this person credit worthy, so that I can give him the laptop. If the bank accepts that, yes, I have that much money on my account, then they will give a confirmation that the money has been deducted from my account, which becomes a negative from my account. So and then the shopkeeper will get a receipt or a confirmation showing that the money has been deducted from my account to his account, then he will hand over the laptop. So depending on each mode of payment that you have used, whether cash, there must be a central bank in the middle. There must be, if you use cash, there will be governments in the middle because you have to pay taxes. There will be a central bank in the middle because you have to pay taxes. That's being centralized. If you use mobile money, there will be a telecommunication company in the middle. There will be a mobile money agent in the middle, and there might be a commercial bank in the middle. So if you use a telegraphic transfer, a TT, there will be still a government in the middle. There will be a central bank in the middle, and there will be a commercial bank in the middle. Either ways, this creates high transactional costs. And these are some of the challenges that we face in today's banking system, because there are people that earn money, and this money is not enough for them to facilitate these people that are in the middle. So these are some of the problems the blockchain solves, or cryptocurrency solves. They come with very low transactional costs. There's no inflation in cryptocurrencies. The rate of pace of transactions, when you look at how we transfer money from place to another in our present banking system, we either use telegraphic transfer, we use RTGSs, we use checks, and some of these modes of payment, lag for many cases days, if not weeks. Some lag for many, and the payment infrastructure has been evolving towards speed. And I believe that with this new system, there's going to be a lot of changes. There's going to be a lot of changes if we use the blockchain. So that is how the present banking system works. So let's go into how the blockchain works and why I trust the blockchain with all my funds. So this is how the blockchain works, and this is how cryptocurrencies work. The blockchain is quite as similar to the internet. It's quite very similar to the internet. The only difference between the blockchain and the internet is that the blockchain enables the transfer of value from one place to another, and the internet enables the transfer of data from one place to another. So if someone sends you a WhatsApp message, that means he is literally sending data from his phone to your phone. If someone sends you an email, he's sending data from his website or from his email service provider to to your email. So that's the transfer of data from place to another. So if all of us have electronic wallets, that means someone can send me money from their e-wallet, their electronic wallet, to my electronic wallet. So this is how the blockchain works. It works on a peer-to-peer network, a peer-to-peer basis. So that means there is no central authority. Literally, it is decentralized. We don't need a central bank to be able to keep this information validated, verified, and stable, because this information is being kept validated, verified, and stable by the electronic wallets and the rules that govern the blockchain. So these that I'm drawing right now, let's assume these are the wallets. All of us here that are on this webinar have an electronic wallet. I want to show you how the blockchain works. So if this is person A and this is person B, these wallets are always interconnected, just like the internet. It's like a world wide web. They are all interconnected to each other. So if this person A and person B here, and person A and person B have a transaction, and person A is supposed to send so much money to person B, that means person A will send that money, and that ledger, that transaction will be recorded in person A's electronic wallet as an accounting information. It won't stop there, but it will also be recorded in B's wallet. You guys, so with the blockchain, it also doesn't stop there, but it will cryptographically be recorded in every other person's wallet in the infrastructure. So if other parties, C and E, are also transacting, their transactions will also be recorded in their wallets, and then also in every other person's wallet at the same time, same minutes, same second for verification. So if any person wants to send some money and they do not have so much in their account, yet they want to send anything that is above their account, they will try to send that money, but it won't be verified because all these wallets have they have the records of how much each account or each wallet holds. Yes, so they will try to do that, but the transaction will be cancelled because of the ability of all these computers centralizing and validating the transactions in each wallet. So that is how the blockchain works. It is quite impossible to hack the blockchain, because if you are to hack the blockchain, that means you need to get access to every person's electronic wallet at the same time, same minute, same second. Now we are here, and some people are online, some other people are offline, some other countries are sleeping, and everyone is offline. So literally, you can never get every person online at the same time, same minute, same second, for you to be able to change anything within the blockchain. It is quite very impossible. And the more the technology grows, it's the more secure it becomes. So this solves so many things in the present financial infrastructure. It solves the high costs. It solves the high costs that are present in our today's financial infrastructure. It solves inflation, the problems that are related to inflation, and it banks the unbanked. There is also an urban stock model in today's financial infrastructure. That means those people that are in the villages are unable to use the banks, except if they move to urban centers. And present banking system is centralized. It is protected by parameter security that has proven subject to repeated breach. The data contained therein is generally unencrypted. So once you manage it, once you manage to break through that parameter security and get on the other side, you are the whole information is available for your interference and your understanding. There is an urban stock model involved, and an enormous cost is involved in reconciling and reporting these ever-increasing amounts of transactional information that is kept in different places at different times for different users around the world, and yet they have to keep on reconciling these books and all, find out why they are all saying the same thing. So that is about the blockchain. I'm going to go into how to earn money in crypto. How to earn money in crypto is in two ways. The first way is investment. That is, you're going to be a passive investor in this cryptocurrency space. That means you are not going to trade. You do not need to read financial indicators. You do not need to be on your screen most of the time, daily, doing this and that. And that means you're going to read about a certain project and decide to dive into that project for a very long time. So I decided to write down a few tips that I use when I go into this investment bit. Myself, I am a hodler. I invest for a long time, and I am also a trader. So I am going to share both ways. For those who care to write, please, you could. This is what I use. This is what I use as me being a passive or an investor in this crypto space. First of all, I create a watch list of the crypto assets or the digital assets that I want to invest in. So when I create this watch list, I'll be watching and reading about those assets on a daily and hearing out to their news. That means I will follow their Twitter handles. I will follow the administration behind that cryptocurrency. I will know when that cryptocurrency is going to have like a ban in crypto. I will know when it has had negative press news. So a watch list helps you create those things and bond more with the assets that you want to invest in. So by the time you want to invest in a particular currency, you have really made a learned decision. So first is creating a watch list. And then secondly, you have to ascertain the exchange in which you want to keep your digital assets. Many of us keep our crypto assets in our exchanges, like Binance, in exchanges like Huobi, Bitfinex, and many other exchanges that are growing up. So some of these exchanges are big, some of them are small. Myself, I keep in the biggest exchanges, but I also keep on hardware wallets so that I can have them offline. They are more secure than being in any exchange. So you have to have a nonetheless, but it keeps crypto assets. There's also other hardware wallets like the Tezos. You can decide to have your own hardware wallet so that you can keep your cryptocurrencies offline, and so that they can be, that way they are more secure. They are more secure than being in a crypto exchange that can be hacked, or the owner can decide to dissolve it. Or recently, I think a year ago, a Russian owner of some cryptocurrency died, and no one had the private keys for that cryptocurrency. So many lost money. I mean, for that exchange, and so many people lost the money that they had stored in that exchange. So it's best to use an exchange that is big, an exchange that is trusted, and also you could use a hardware wallet on your own and have it stored maybe home or in a place you trust, or a bank safety deposit box or something like that. So 3, you have to read about the project if you're to invest passively. Read about these projects, know the administration behind these projects, know the time that this project has taken into the production, the time, or the time it has been in the crypto space, because there are projects I read about and they have been in the crypto space for the last 2 years, and I wonder why haven't I taken notice of this project for this long. You get? So you read about that project and know how much time it has taken to then know the use of this token and on which blockchain is it running on. Recently, tokens that have been running on the Binance blockchain, on the Binance chain, have been doing quite very well. And then tokens that are running on the blockchain, the Bitcoin blockchain, have been also doing very well. Ethereum blockchain are doing very well. Tron is coming up quite very strong. So you should know so much of these things. Then the country of origin and regulations, I consider that so much because there are some countries that regard cryptos as assets, but not currencies. Like Russia, it regards cryptocurrencies as an asset. So they do not regard it as money that you could use it to buy goods and services. Yet countries like Japan regard it as money and they don't tax it. So taxes affects a lot of these projects. If you want to invest in a certain project, you need to find out the origin and the regulators. And some countries can decide to wake up one day and say they are banning this infrastructure, and it will affect those currencies that are originating from that particular country. Recently, so many digital assets that were coming from China have been affected by the President Xi's announcement recently of cryptocurrencies being under scrutiny in his country. I look at the market capitalization, and I also look at the exchanges to which these assets are traded. Some assets that are traded on some of these big exchanges are really valued more than the assets that are trading on exchanges that are just beginning. So that I should also consider when I am picking out an asset for me to invest in, and many other things. So this is when you have picked up a digital asset. Let me say you have $20,000 or $10,000 or 100 or $1 million, and you want to invest in a particular currency, and you're giving it time to grow, and you know that the money is your money is going to give better returns as time comes up. So the reason why cryptocurrencies increase in value is simple. There are three aspects. There are three aspects why cryptocurrencies increase in value. I will show you here. I'm going to share my screen again. Okay, so cryptocurrencies increase in value because of three aspects. They are explained in this curve. So this is the zero mark, and this is the supply curve. Usually a cryptocurrency has a fixed amount of coins that can be produced or that can be mined within an algorithm. Like for the case of Bitcoin, they can only be able to mine 21 million Bitcoins, and the ones that are already mined are known. So the supply curve for cryptocurrencies is perfectly inelastic. So the first reason why cryptocurrencies increase in value is because of the value store. People are storing value in cryptocurrencies. So many companies are investing in cryptocurrencies because they are storing their value there. Recently, Tesla has started accepting cryptocurrencies and then bought a lot of Bitcoins. So they are still holding Bitcoins as a value store. So when a company like Tesla buys so much Bitcoins, let me say Tesla owns, just giving an example, 1 million Bitcoins. That means all of us, all the demand and supply is only going to be exerted on the 20 million that are left, because now these ones are stored away for the value by Tesla. And not only Tesla, but some other companies like BlackRock, some other companies like Visa, MasterCard are also buying into these cryptocurrencies as a store of value. You get it? So the demand and the price is dictated by demand and supply. So if there are less coins that we are using that are being demanded by this by the people, by all the people that are in Bitcoin, that means the value is going to go up as people come in more into this space of crypto. The second reason why cryptocurrencies increase in value is speculation. Speculation. So many of us speculate that these cryptocurrencies are going to increase in value, and there are administrations that bring up a cryptocurrencies, and we are all so eager to buy into their cryptocurrency. Like I remember when Facebook was announcing their own cryptocurrency, I was amongst the first people that say I'll give up so much to own a piece of Facebook's cryptocurrency. And so many other companies are coming up with their own cryptocurrencies because of the speculation and the strength of certain administrations. We want to own or be a part of that infrastructure. So because we are speculating that the prices are going to go up. So because so many people hold these currencies in speculation, still pressure comes down to the remaining currencies that are in play. Because remember, the supply doesn't move, it stays here at 21 million. So if the supply is reduced by value store to come back to 20 million, that means price has to go up. If supply is still being reduced by people who are holding because of speculation and brings it back to 13 million, that means currencies, that means the prices are going to go high. And the third aspect or the reason why cryptocurrencies grow in value is that there is what we call utility. Some cryptocurrencies, many cryptocurrencies are designed to solve a particular problem. So if that problem is going to be, if that problem touches so many people and so many people will solve that problem using that cryptocurrency, that means so many people are going to use that particular cryptocurrencies. So it will be demanded by like a big population or a big mass. And the more the population demands, that means demand gets high, yet supply doesn't move, which makes currencies go up. So those are the reasons why cryptocurrencies increase in value. And the other factor that I use when I'm considering to invest in a certain currency is sharing. Today, the world is so much open to sharing through social media. All these cryptocurrency industries have all these cryptocurrency firms that own tokens have social media platforms and let alone even social media platforms, but also sharing from friends that will let you know, that will tell you about a currency and how interesting it has been. It's also good to share. Those are some of the factors I use when I am deciding to invest in a certain currency. Then the security of that currency is vital. Some of us have gone to lengths of creating up certain forums of ours where we can provide security to our own selves, investing in certain digital assets. So that's about investing. That's about being a passive investor. I have had days where I've had times where I've invested $10,000 and that $10,000 has become $300,000. There are days I've invested $600,000 and the $600,000 has become $12 million. So that's my experience in crypto. And there are days I've invested, this particular instance, I invested $50,000 and the $50,000 became at $1.3 thousand. So it lost value. And then from $3,000, it came up recently to close to $1.8 million from 50,000. So there's a lot of volatility in cryptocurrencies. Just like the past speakers have said, you really need to invest money that you can do without for some time and give it time to grow and go through all the volatilities and the punches from the news, from the negative press, and from and then pick up from the positive press and all that stuff. So that's about investing in cryptocurrencies passively. My wife does it, and my friends, I've taught my friends to do it also. It's a very good way of earning money passively. And then now let's go to trading. Trading is being an active trader on a daily. That means you are going to have to read financial indicators on a daily to know which currency is going up and which currency is going down. As you can see, this is my office. And I spend most of my time here reading financial indicators, knowing what to do with which markets and how much money to put in which particular market and when to put that money. So I also took time to write down the tips that I use for me to decide to go into a trade on a particular market, or the tips that I use daily in my trading. Trading can fetch you good money on a daily. I wish I could show you how I have how my week has gone. I think I will privately share it with the Nile One team when I happen to get a chance to visit someday. The first aspect that I use when I am going to trade is I still write a watch list. I have a watch list that I am happy to share with you. I get a watch list and then know that these are the currencies that I use. Then I also sign up to the analytical platforms like Mr. Bass showed you TradingView. There is BitScreener. Binance also analyzes cryptocurrency as well. CoinMarketCap. Many people don't know how to use CoinMarketCap, but it's really a good analytical tool if you study it well, because people leave it and go for TradingView and stuff. But I find CoinMarketCap very interesting and very useful for me. So after the watch list, secondly, I have to know which market can make money for me depending on how much money I put into the market. So if a person is trading with 3,000, why would you go and trade Bitcoin? Bitcoin is already so much value. There's a lot of, I mean, Bitcoin right now is 54,000, almost $56,000. So the multiplier effect will be so little. You find that even if Bitcoin moves 10% or 20%, you'll have a very, very small margin. But if you're trading with $5,000, for example, and you go for a currency that has so many zeros in front, a currency like BitTorrent, a currency like Wink, a currency like SHIB, you'll find that the multiplier effect is a lot. It's bigger because you get so many assets. And when that asset moves, you're multiplying it with a very big volume of assets. So I like trading in those currencies that have so many zeros because of that multiplier effect. I would have given you an illustration, but because of the interest of time, I think the explanation is good enough. Just try to use currencies that have zeros. And if you decide to go with those currencies that have many zeros, do not go with those currencies that are still ranked very low. Myself, I usually swim within the first 50 currencies. By the time I decide to go into a currency that is above the first 50, I must know so much about it, and I will not spend a night in that particular currency. Like now, yesterday, I don't know if you looked at a currency called SFP. I was single-handedly pumping that currency, and I pumped it to almost 200%. But the pump came in abruptly. It came in abruptly. All conditions were right, and pumping doesn't mean I'm putting in money in that currency. It means I am removing the resistances for it to go up, and as a whale, I will come from up and eat up. So when you look at it now, it has lost value of almost 150%, because when you get on top of it, then you have to pounce it down for you to make a kill. So that's how the market is. If you make money, that means someone out there is losing money. And that's something that helps me to tame my greed. Usually I tell my friends, being greed, you can tame being greed by just a simple answer and a simple question that the money that you have already made is not yours, because usually people make the money and they want to make more and they want to make more until until they got caught up by the market, and then it brings them back down, and you continue trading in circles. You make money today, they take it tomorrow, make money the next day, and then they take it the next day. So volatilities in the market. 3 is, I like very, very volatile markets, because as a day trader, this volatility is what enables us to make some money. So we buy when the price is low, sell when the price is high, depending on how our financial indicators are showing us. Depending on how our financial indicators are showing us. So if you read well your fundamentals, and your fundamentals are saying that your prices, the prices are going to go down, then prepare US dollar tether for you to buy again. If prices are going to go up, you stay into the market so that you can try to get the peak. Very few times we get the peak. No one ever gets it right 100%. You can never be getting the peak of a pump or the peak of the market all the time. So whenever you get some money or you have made a kill, I would advise you particularly to get out of that market. Because first of all, the money you have already gotten out of that market, that means there is a company out there that has put it into play, or some individuals that have put it into play. Myself, I like trading against robots. So many people in Kampala here use robots. They sell software robots to trade, and these robots are very easy to beat if you have a substantial amount of capital that you are using, because they work on a robot is literally computer programmed. So if Festo is building a robot, he will build a robot depending on his knowledge. He will know that if this moving average is this, he will set for it a set of rules that if this moving average is this, and the Fibonacci retracement shows this, then you have to put this as a buy, then you sell at this point, put in this much. So usually when you look at the order books, they will always show you that these are robots. This is a big player. This person is trying to create resistance. Whenever he creates resistance, before they get to him, he cancels this order. So I like trading against robots because they give money easily, and they lose a lot of money. I would actually advise people to learn their own fundamentals than using a lot of bots. It's very risky. Fourth, you need to learn financial indicators. Guys, this is key. You need to learn financial indicators and be very good at them, because the markets are like a war zone. You are coming into a market, and in that same market, there are people that are hungry to make money within that particular day. And these people are very well equipped with all the knowledge of the financial indicators, and for you innocently, because someone introduced you to moving averages, and or some oscillators, you're coming into the market, and you're going to get your money to stay there for days because they told you you have to, and you read this and this, you're going to be able to make some money. It's always not like that. There are always good and bad days. So there are days when you really come into your office, so you come onto your pieces, and you really have to milk that money out. Tough. They are tough to some people that are young in the market. So that's why I'm telling you, you need to really learn, invest in learning. Myself, I have been learning for the last 9 years, and I am still learning. I have paid people to teach me. Next year, I am going somewhere to keep learning about my same business. And so many, it's a journey of learning. Do not give up learning. Some pieces of learning might be expensive, but they are worth it. So financial indicators, there is a moving averages. I use the RSI, the Bollinger Bands, Fibonacci retracements, awesome oscillators, and many others. But what I would advise is learn all these things, but select the best two that work for you best and be the best at those ones. Get the best two that work for you best and be the best at those particular financial indicators, because they will help you win most of the times. Myself, I use order books. Order books are like the heart of trading. The prices in the market are a result of the characters, or they are the result of the characters of the traders in the market. So now when I look at the order books are these things that you see moving on these screens. Okay. And there is a way to, you can expand them so that all your screens are showing these order books. And for example, if you are in a Terra Luna market and you feed all these screens to order books of Terra Luna from Huobi, you pick the biggest exchanges that particular market is using. For example, if Luna is being traded on Binance, you will pick Binance, you will pick Huobi, you will pick Bitfinex, you will pick the market of one of those. You pick for Bitrex, you will pick the markets that are big, put them on the screens. Look at those order books. Those order books will show you where most resistance is. It will show you where the biggest traders are, where the robots are. It will show you where the small traders are. It will show you where the resistance is. Now for me, there are markets I look at on a daily, and I know that I will find this trader in that market at this particular time. Because there are days I wake up at 5 and I'm coming into my office to trade, and I know that I will find a particular trader that uses $1.5 million worth of cryptos in that particular market, and I know the things he is supposed to do. I know his behavior in the market. So you need to learn how to live in the market, how to breathe this market. There are times you sleep and all you see are these figures, and these are the figures that enable you make $50, $60, $100,000 a day without owning so much real estate, because the money is here and the money is free, and you just have to find a way of getting it out of these platforms. So learn how to read your financial indicators, get two and be the best at those. Okay, but for the order books, you really need to be for you to use order books very well, you are necessitated to have a very good amount of capital, because order books, to me, facilitate me to dictate or bend certain markets to my will, certain small markets, some markets that could even be within the first 50, and then some above the first 50, they can bend to your will if you use capital sums of $20, $40 million plus. And you're using the order books very well to know the players in the market, because if you find a bigger player in the market, then you need to spark up your books, and that day is dead. You need to find another market. Okay, so learn your financial indicators. Then the fifth is tame your emotions. Mr. Ian Balina talked about these emotions very well. I am not going to go into that in detail. But what helps me tame my emotions is I do not trade on pressure. I do not trade for people. I do not trade with targets of getting money today. Usually, if the market is good and I have a target that I must make money today, then I must make it. But if a market is good for just preparing to make money within the next 1 week or 2 weeks, I will also take that much time preparing that market so that I can make a kill out of it. So do not trade out of pressure. So learn to tame your emotions. Some people usually trade for people and they tell people that you are going to, I'm going to be giving you returns weekly. Believe me, there are good and bad days. There are some weeks that you will make losses. Even robots make losses several times. You get? So try not to trade on pressure. Try to find money that is going to give you peace of mind, however small it is. Do with it and continue doing your thing. It's really going to pay off. The beauty with crypto is that you do not lose money. You can only lose value. That's the beauty with crypto. You do not lose money, but you can lose value. It's not like Forex trade. Forex trade, when the market does otherwise of what you have predicted, that means you will lose your money completely. That means you will need to find new money for you to come into the trade. But with crypto, if you have invested $3 million in Bitcoin and Bitcoin price loses value by 20%, that means you have lost value by 20%, but you stay with so much number of Bitcoins that you already bought. Those are your digital assets. You can decide to keep them away for until Bitcoin will rise up again. This is why I trade crypto, and I always tell people that those people that trade Forex trade have a really big heart, because I don't have the heart of losing all my assets or losing all my money whenever there is a price rejection or whenever whenever my fundamentals are off. So no one can ever get it right 100%. So those that trade Forex are really a big heart. Me, I am in crypto and I trade only spot. I do not trade indices. I do not trade margins. I believe they're a big gamble. Just like I said, they might work for you. Find what you do best and be the best at it. Then 6 is tame your greed. Yesterday, I was talking to a young brother of mine that helped someone invest money. And this person invested just $3,000, and this $3,000 became $18,000. So when they went to tell him that you made your long-term investment and it's now 4 months, $3,000 is now $8,000, instead of withdrawing, he decided to put more $10,000. I think he sold a car and he put more $10,000. And now the currency went back down. And when it went back down, it reached 15,000. That 15,000, that is plus his new $10,000. So he started praying to God that if it gets back to where it was, he's going to sell and accept to get out. But it continued going down. Then he started praying that it would come back to 15,000, because these are long-term investors. But it's greed that tells you not to get your money out. And when you have made a killing, and it's greed that tells you that you can get more. When you get to a certain amount of money, you want double, because money is desired for what it can do and what it can purchase. So many things run into your thoughts. I usually tell my friends that the hardest thing with holding is the thoughts. For example, if you have made money you have not touched before, or you don't have, you always picture so many things to do in that money, and you know that money is somewhere in your computer and you can withdraw it and make your life beautiful. But again, you want to still hold. So it causes you sleepless nights at times and many other things. So then 7 is, to me, I do not take part in groups like WhatsApp groups of traders, because of the factor of emotions and other things. Because someone could tell you about a coin and your mind goes into that coin, or someone can tell you their analysis, and so many people tell you their analysis is because you studied differently. You studied these fundamentals differently. You did not go to the same person to teach you these fundamentals, and then it will get you off completely. So I rather trade from the outside of crypto communities or trader communities than on the inside. Because trading from the outside, that means you have 3 or 4, 5, 10 people that will send you alerts or stuff like that, and that will send you their analyses, other than having groups of 1,000, 10,000 traders all giving their views. So I tend to avoid groups a lot. Then the exchanges that I use, I already remarked that I use the biggest exchanges. Then this is also important to learn how to trade backwards in a dip. There are people that see that the currencies are correcting or they have a retracement, and they fail to what? They fail to they fail to sell out because they always think that the money is going to they are going to come back up. This is not how it is. You need to learn how to trade backwards. And by trading backwards, I mean, if the currency is recorrecting or the currencies are having a dip, sell the money, be content that there is a loss in value. You could sell and then pick up the market much more down. By trading backwards is that you have lost value, but again, if you pick up the market lower than you have sold, even if you've sold in a loss, if you have had 500 Bitcoins, that means by the time you pick up at a much lower dip, you will have 520 Bitcoins or 540 Bitcoins or something, or even more. You get? So that by the time the market picks up, you're picking up from a profit of 20 Bitcoins more than what you were working with. And then